Hey guys, Spartan for March 3rd, 2022 daily recap review. Definitely a choppier day today. Market obviously opened up above the range support on the daily, came back in, broke back below it, and then traded off to the middle of the range. Stayed pretty tight the entire day. A couple trades that we did today, it was a pretty mixed bag, I would say. Got a handle on it at the end of the day, but a little bit choppier, right? So we did some Tesla long out the gate, which we scalped it to the upside into that 886 from 878. Had stops at the edges pretty quick. We had some snow long right out the gate as well. Played that into the 234 area from 220.71. So, 12, 13 point trade there. Not too bad. mRNA, we had this short 145.76. Played that to the downside. Zoom, we tried some long. That didn't end up working. We ended up getting stopped out of that position. We took some Tesla short intraday a couple times, which were little scalps. At the end of the day there, we scalped it again to the downside. We tried some LMT on the short side at the 439 area. I ended up getting stopped out of that this morning. DWAC, we had this long at 99.50. We played this into the $100 level. Ended up selling all of it, and we're selling 3/4 of it, moving stops to the entries there as well. ZS got stopped out of this one on the long side out the gate. EPAM, we were short from 436 for about, I think, 15, 16 points to the downside. So that was a decent one. On the short side there, we were short some Square for a couple points. Then we rolled into some 110 puts, which we are swinging currently. We were short some Vive as well for about a point change. We were long some Okta in the afternoon. From the 164 area, played it to the 50 MA. That was a nice little upside trade there. And pretty much that's it on the equity side. Not really much. We were short some spot as well into the end of the day, which we got a nice little point and change pull. ISPO as well. We were long for a couple points to the upside. There's a lot of scalping that happened in the end of the day there. But yeah, pretty decent. On the scalp side. Today on the equities. On the option side, a little bit more difficult for sure. We had some RSX puts, the 4s, which ended up working nicely on that pull to the downside there. We tried some SPY on the call side. We had a couple trades that worked. SPY on the put side out the gate this morning. We had a couple trades that worked pretty well. We're swinging one of the rolls to the downside there. We had BBBY out the gate on the long side, which worked out nicely. GDRX as well. We had the 115s on BBBY. GDRX, we had the 1750 calls out the gate as well. High conviction trade. We tried some CAT, which didn't work out. The 200 calls basically kind of just fizzled out. We had some X on the scalp, which worked out nicely. Wheat as well. We scalped that to the upside. What else did we do? So Amazon, we had the scalp on this on the long side off the lows when we got that pop in the afternoon there. So that wasn't too bad. And then other things that we had was basically some VA puts, 190s. Those worked out well, and we rolled into the 185s, which we are holding. AMD, we had a couple weeks out, 100 puts, which basically went up about 28 to 25%, which wasn't too bad. RCL as well, these 70 puts, which ended up going up a decent amount, 60% on those. Tried some CBX, which didn't end up working, this 160 calls. Probably, if we held them, probably would have worked tomorrow. SPLK Lotto, which didn't work. The 130s, 5s. Microsoft, we're in 295 puts, and we're holding these overnight. That was a hedge replacement for SPY trade, which worked out nicely. We had some shop on the put side, the 600s, which we got about 50% on. RSX, by the way, was about 140% on the downside there. Other than that, we had some MU on the put side, which worked out nicely, the 89s, which ended up getting in the money. We tried some Roku, that failed on the long side there. So unfortunately that didn't work. But yeah, pretty mixed bag in that regard. Oh, IBM, we also had this on the long side, the 127 calls, which worked out pretty decent intraday. We took those out the gate, basically a grind higher. But yeah, pretty mixed bag. There's a bunch of stuff that didn't work, bunch of stuff that did. The hit rate on the option side, not great today. Not as good as it typically would be. But, with the market stuck in a tight range, you'd expect that. Equity was much better. typically on choppy days, you got to stick with the equity trades for the most part. And then if you're going to be trading option size down, stay closer to in the money and take the money when it's there. Do not get greedy. You always got to take the money when it's there on the option side on the choppy days. So anyways, that's it, guys. Thanks for watching. If you guys do have any questions, you can go to SpartanTrading.com. We do stream from 8 to 4 p.m. every single day. We're also opening up the room right now. If you guys have donated to any of the Ukraine charities, just send us a screenshot of it. We'll let you guys in the room for free, just as some support for them as well. But yeah, that's it, guys. Thanks for watching. And I should have another video shortly as well, educational based. See you guys tomorrow. Have a good one.